you? How was your week? Goes fast, doesn't it? The week goes fast. We started in our school growing butterflies. And Emily's doing it too with Kennedy. So you order these little cups and they come with little tiny caterpillars. And we watch the caterpillars as they grow and turn into something else. On my wall in my classroom, there are posters of life cycles. The life cycle of an apple tree and a frog and butterflies. And everything that's been around for so long has cycled. The rain cycles. The sun beats down on the water. It creates evaporation. It collects at the top in the sky, creates condensation, and then it comes down, precipitation. And then it goes out back to the rivers and the oceans and starts all over again. It's a cycle. I am a person who likes the familiar. If I'm having a hard time, a hard day, I try to do what I can do every day, basically the same way. Not everybody's like that. Like when I walk the same route all the time. Some people like to mix it up and go different places. It's just a question of what works for you. But I've noticed doing the same thing every week, every day, that's how life is. And they wrote about it in Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verses 4 through 7. People live and people die, but the earth continues forever. The sun rises and the sun sets. Then it hurries back to the place where it rises again. The wind blows to the south and then it blows to the north. It blows from one direction and then another. And then it turns around and repeats the same pattern, going nowhere. All the rivers flow to the sea, but the sea never becomes full. That, in a nutshell, is the cycle of Earth. There's cycles everywhere. There's daytime and nighttime. So the earth spins, and when our side of the earth faces the sun, it's daytime here, and nighttime on the other side of the earth. And then it keeps going, and we come to daytime, to nighttime. The planets orbit around the sun, and when it gets close to the sun, that's a different season. And when it comes away, we got winter. The school year has a cycle. You start in September, and every September, you have to write out your name, you have to fill out the forms. The same thing every year. You get a break at the same time, and it comes back around. We start all over again. It seems to me that if we believe, which I kind of do, that God created everything, and God created it scientifically. He created it so that we don't just get one chance. I don't know if this is going to make sense, but if you didn't have this cycle, if you didn't have a bird being born, so a bird flies around and lays an egg, makes a nest and lays an egg. And then the bird sits on the egg, and the eggs get warm, and then the eggs open, and the chicks come out, the babies come out. And then they stay in the nest for a little bit longer, and then they go out, and the mama bird teaches them how to eat, and then they go off on their own. And then they lay the eggs, and it starts all over again. I think God did that. I think God set this world up so that we can see it's coming. We know that it's only going to be dark for so many hours, and then it's going to be light. We know it's only going to be cold for so many months, and then it will be warmer. We know we only have to fill out school forms for so long, and then we don't have to worry about it again until the following year. If that's true, then maybe what this is about is having a hard time with a crisis, or a fear, or a worry. But God, by creating all of these things that come back around again, by creating a water cycle so that we never lose the water, because it's always going to evaporate back up and come right back down again. By God creating that cycle, He's saying, listen, nothing is carved in stone. Nothing is forever. It's going to come back around again. And why is that important? It's important because we need to know that there will be good days. Not going to be good days every single day, because it moves. The world's cycles, it moves around. But it is going to get better, even if it's just for a little while. I was talking to my mom yesterday, and she sounded good. She sounded like her own self. Now I know that's not carved in stone either. It's going to be bad days, but there's going to be good days too. If you can keep that in your head, if I can keep that in my head, I don't have to feel like there's nothing that will come back to give me joy. I don't have to feel that. I can remember God made this world to come back around again. Life is not easy. It's not, if you just do the right thing, you'll be perfect. It's not like that. But what it is almost expected. It's something that we know the sun is going to come up again. And we know the rain is going to evaporate and go up again. And apples are going to keep growing because their seeds are still coming. Babies are still going to be born. There's still going to be people passing into heaven. But I think that's part of the whole cycle, the whole life cycle, is that's part of it. You go up to heaven, and then you get to see people up there. And then I don't know what comes next, but I think something does. I don't think I'm making any sense. But I do know this. I've lived for a while. And I've seen things that are really bad come back to be good again. And if I can see that about the weather or a school day, pretty sure we can think that way about life. So all these things that are happening in your life and in my life, the things that are personal, the things that are global, the things that are within my small group of people, going to get better again. And get maybe a little worse again, but then better again. So I tell the kids at school, it's going to get better again. So when you're in a place where you think this has been going on a long time, all these rough things, just try to think in your head, God did not make this world stagnant, did not make it so that once something happens, it will never happen again. He made this world so we can expect what comes next. And we can know it's going to be bad days, but there's always going to be a good one coming. This one probably didn't make any sense, but if it didn't, you let me know. There's your cycle right there. I say that every time. You have a good week. And you remember, these bad things are going to stop, the good things are going to come, and then that'll get us through the bad stuff again. I love you. I miss you a lot. But we'll be together soon. You have a good week.